of hoping it hits you in the head.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of This Scene Is Ours. Jeff, what's going on?
How you doing?
I don't like it. We have Edwin back again on our another episode. Edwin, what's going on? How are you? Give me something.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, because this guy is already starting on a bad road. He's starting on a bad note.
We'll
This
see.
guy.
I
All right.
mean,
Jeff puts the sheepskin on, and
I
then he
know.
starts acting up.
He looked
Okay.
like he just shot a deer. And
Jeff, you definitely look like a man of the woods.
you know,
Shuffle up again.
This is supposed to be a judgment-free.
It is. It is
You're
judgment.
gonna judge my outfit. We're not starting. This is not judgment-free then.
I like
All right,
it though.
you're
I
right.
Like, I like it, but you know.
You look like roadkill. All right, as we get our thing going today, remember to follow us on social media. We have the Instagram going. Edwin, give me your Instagram. What's your Instagram again?
Edwin, what's it, the underscore Tolentino. I'm not good with
The
it.
fact
But,
that you don't know
Do
yet is
message
pretty weird.
Edwin Tolentino.
I'm good at it.
DJ.
Never been good. I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
use
I'll
the
ever be good.
hashtag Instagram list, Edwin.
Instagram is that,
Yep.
yeah.
Years.
DJ Boy NYC, Jeff_Wu.com. All right, and then again, make sure you follow us. Tri-State Dance Fest, New York.
Can you hurry up and get to me already?
Hell no. Hell
It's not a good start.
no. I'm telling you, Edwin, we're gonna kick these two off. It's just gonna be you and I talking. No, but let's get to it. So we have a special guest today. All right, she is we were just talking about this. She's the youngest on-2 professional salsa champion ever, and she still holds that title. She's the director, and this was a very, very interesting fact. I don't know if you guys know this. If you go on her Instagram page, it says the director of Reflexiones de Rios, and then if you put C translations, it says the same exact thing again. Without further ado, the one and only Brianna Rios. Yay! Ooh, 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 ooh.
I'm so excited to be here.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
You look excited.
It's like going on stage with you guys. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is gonna be a little bit different.
Clearly. That's
Okay,
why I'm a little
so-
bit more
So,
nervous.
so we start the episodes with a drink, and I'm gonna tell an interesting story about Bree. Bree, what did you decide? What did you want to drink today? What was your thing?
Moscato.
You
The
wanted to
blue
drink
bottle.
Moscato. Okay. We had an
Bartenura.
interesting
I don't know. I say it. Bartenura.
Altenura. Is that what it is, Jeff?
Yeah. Looks
Okay.
like it.
So interesting story. We didn't have a bottle opener, and we're gonna have it on the reel, on the preview, how we opened up the bottle. We went on YouTube and we found some stuff that we didn't think was gonna work. And 25 minutes later, it ended up did working. So make sure you
25
look at that.
minutes of opening a wine bottle.
Okay.
Not
For
too
me.
efficient.
Not
but
too efficient, but
For
nonetheless,
me.
the whole point is getting it done, right? It's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. So we made sure we finished what we needed to finish. Edwin, you want to do the honors and serve Brianna? So when Jeff and I talked about this, we said we should either get Starbucks for Brie or we should get wine. You know why, Brie?
Why?
We went to Canada a few years ago.
2018.
Was it 2018?
I'm here to tell the dates. That's my
Okay.
only purpose on the show
2018,
is to correct Abel's
And
dates.
Brie goes, hey, let's go to Starbucks. And I was like, I don't really drink coffee. And she goes, oh, duh, they don't really have coffee there. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that was the first time I ever had lemonade. Wait, I'm saying it wrong.
Nope.
Mango dragon fruit lemonade.
Yes.
Venti. And that's still the only thing I drink from Starbucks.
I love how it's a venti and you stuck with that because that's the big one.
Honestly, I didn't realize that wasn't a part of the order, that was a size until this
Can
day
I
was
vent
like,
a little bit? Can I vent?
sure, go ahead.
Why is it that like Starbucks doesn't have small, medium, or large?
Because that's what's
It's
different.
like it's tall. Like, what do you mean tall?
Tall never makes sense to me
Yeah, yeah.
either.
What?
Tall is the small one, so it
Yeah,
never
how
makes sense.
is that?
The fact that they have dragon fruit, Aventi, lemonade, that's a lot for me, right?
It's a lot,
Yeah.
bro.
But it's so good, Edwin.
Whatever
It's
happened
good.
to Café
I don't,
Gustelo?
I don't do coffee, but
I don't do
It's not coffee. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, it's not coffee.
We're not gonna.
The lemonade.
We
The
don't
purple one.
understand that
Okay.
world. Okay.
All right, so Bree,
Café con leche. That's
do
it.
you remember? We talked about this on our Jeff and I's first episode. We talked about this with Edwin. Do you remember your first salsa class?
Wait, hold on. We gotta toast first.
Oh, we do. You're right.
Come on, man. You always forget.
My bad.
that-
I forget the
best part.
toast. Always, always, always.
What are we toasting to?
How many years you been dancing?
Oh, I should have known this off the top of my head. Do some math.
How old are you?
28 minus 5.
23.
23.
23 years.
That's Jordan. Jordan.
That's your Jordan.
It's your Jordan year.
Jordan year.
how old were you when you won the
On two.
18.
You were 18 years old. You could have been drafted to the military that year, and you were out winning championships. Good for you.
At the World Salsa Summit.
Okay.
Formerly the World Salsa
So
Summit.
let's toast to 23 years for
23
Bri and the
years.
salsa
Your
scene.
Jordan year.
28
Same
minus 5, Jordan year. What else?
Salud.
What else? Salud. What else?
No, her accomplishments. She's done a lot of good things.
All right, she's the director of her own girls team that are looking good, the Pollitos, which they've been performing, and right, that's what you call them on Instagram.
Yeah, for now, until we get, into the next routine.
All right.
They're not pollitos anymore.
So those girls, we saw them at SBK. They look really good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
they did.
It's like a little army of Brianna walking around. It's kind of wild.
You know the
Great.
best part of that SBK performance is that I have a video. It's right behind your heads.
Mhm.
Julie was taking it.
Yeah.
So in the video, I can see when you guys get happy, and I feel like, oh my god, I made them proud. Yay!
It's not so much that you make us proud. It's first of all, you do good work, so it's not anything about that. But it's all like how good you make them look.
Thank you.
I think you do a really good job, and they have like the Bri smile and the Bri mannerisms, and it's just like a little Bri army party
Thank
out
you.
there. I don't know if they know that, but for you ladies, you guys look good when you're dancing with your director.
So cheers.
So cheers to Bri.
Cheers! Ching
Okay.
ching.
Are we clicking? Or we
Yeah, we
We're
can
not
click
actually
them.
clicking
Sorry about that.
I don't know.
Click,
You're a
click,
little-
click.
You're a little far from me.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Clink, 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 clink. All right, so let's get to it. First salsa class. You remember, Bri?
Yep.
What year was it?
2000.
In the year 2000. Y2K?
I guess so.
That's kind of wild. How old were you?
5.
You were 5 years old in Y2K?
Yeah.
The world could have ended.
It might have.
Thing.
It might have been 99 actually. I might have been 4 or 5. I don't know. But anyways,
Do you remember the
2000.
class?
yes,
Do you remember who taught it?
yes.
Who taught it?
Nelson Martinez. We don't really know him anymore, right? So this school was called Salsa Groove. It was in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Damn, that's like by the bridge.
Yeah, Saturday Night
Yeah.
Fever territory.
Exactly. It was a huge studio, so nice. And my parents were taking lessons just for fun.
Nice.
And
Shout out to Mama Rios and Papa Rios.
the parentals, exactly.
Rentals.
So, I think I was 5 years old. I might have been 4, not turning 5. And then they would just take me everywhere because I'm an only child. So,
Mm.
I'm chilling.
Were you
I was-
planned or was it like a mistake?
I was planned.
Okay, good. That's a reasonable question, guys.
You think this comes out as a mistake?
Well, you could have been also a gift, a blessing from God, right? You're like just like immaculate
No,
conception.
but the way the parentals are the way they are, and they made me exactly the way I am.
Yeah, I know. For those of you guys that don't know, Bri's very, very, very specific and very special. That's why we love her. Okay, keep going, guys. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
So they would take me everywhere, and they were taking lessons. So I went to this lesson, and I was sitting in the back. And the cool thing is, when I look back on it now, recently I realized I wasn't one of those kids with like the coloring book and the toys distracting herself. When she went somewhere, I was actually involved by watching everything, and I guess I was just curious, and it caught my attention. So I was just watching and enjoying it. Then, what are you laughing at? You're
Jeff's
distracting
stomach
me.
is going wild right now.
I'm laughing because Abel was a mistake.
No, I
You
wasn't.
were a mistake. You were definitely a mistake.
I wasn't a mistake.
Probably the only mistake on this panel right now.
Not. So you're in the back of the classroom, you're watching, and what
Yeah.
happens? You just get up and fucking do a Susie Q?
Nope, I was low key, right? I stayed sitting down. Like I said, I was a good kid. I stayed good up until the very end of the class. We went home and everything, and my mom was practicing her steps. I believe it was a back step. She could correct me if I'm wrong, but she probably doesn't remember anyways. She was practicing her back steps, and I was like, Ma, you're doing it wrong. It's like this. So the rest is history because she was like, how do you know that? You were
Yeah.
just watching. Like, you didn't even try to do it.
Yeah, what happened was they saw dollar signs. Because I would have seen the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, what do we have here? That's a hell of a story, actually.
I saw Jaden
So-
throw a toy the other day. I was like, yo. He threw that shit across the
The next
room.
Mariano Rivera.
It's like,
Get him
It's
a
10
football,
months.
baseball,
he
something.
can't even walk yet. but
So
he
I'm
threw that
assuming they put you in classes like legit after that, or
So they just, got a kick out of it, and they took me to the instructor the next week, and Nelson, who's teaching the class, and they said she's literally in the back and she's just picking up the steps. So he thought it was cool too, and he said, "Well, let's use her as motivation." Literally, it's this little girl in an adult class. So he said, "Put her next to me while I'm teaching the class, and just have her, do it next to me. So we'll use her as motivation." So that's basically where my spot's been ever since.
Sound like child abuse. But I digress. That's actually really dope, actually. So you just picked up like that. Do you still work like that? Or do you like, when you like, I don't know how often you take classes, but when you do take classes, is that method still implemented? Do you still use that same system? Or is it very structured where you have to have a count, you have to have someone kind of walking you through it? Or are you picking it up like 1, 2, 3 like that still?
I feel like I'm picking it up myself, but the counts have always been my thing. Like I could see it, I could mimic it, and I know the rhythm.
Okay.
So as long as I'm figuring it out by myself, then even if the instructor tends to not tell you what to actually do or not count correctly.
That sounds like you're trying to
figure it
talk to
out.
somebody.
No, not somebody. Just like,
Somebody's.
just like half the instructors out there.
Yes. Gonna be a good interview, guys.
It's a hell of a start.
Okay, so you're being exploited as a child. At what point do you start taking dance like super serious?
I think I always did everything seriously. If I liked it, I wanted to be the best at it.
So I apologize. I don't mean I said that completely wrong. At what point do you feel like it started changing from something that you were doing to something that you like really wanted to kind of get on the trajectory that you're on now?
Literally since the very beginning.
From the beginning?
So, little choice I had to make as a 5-year-old. I was either in soccer or dance. I was in soccer first, right? And then soccer was on Sunday mornings. And once the team over there, an adult ladies team, also wanted to use me as motivation, like, let's put this little girl on the team as like a little cute little mascot. She'll do a little part or two. I ended up doing most of the routine anyways. But I had to make a choice. Do Sunday mornings, do I want to do dance rehearsal or do I want to do soccer? I definitely chose dance. So
That
I see.
Jaden's gonna have a say, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We'll see.
That's a hell of a like start. So kind of, I don't think we're gonna have many people that are gonna have that start. Maybe like Devin. I feel like Devin is probably the most comparable to having something.
Devin wasn't Latin Madness.
He was, but I don't know how old he was.
A little kid.
Well, how old are you?
It wasn't full.
What's the difference between you and Devin?
I think we're the same age actually.
So there you go. That was in 2001.
That Madness?
Mm-hmm.
2001 was it? When they filmed
The
it?
first one, yeah.
But yeah, might have been because he did a basic. But little did we know it could have been Bri in there.
If you want
Her
to see,
parents didn't have the hookup.
if you want to see Baby Bri in action, I have a highlight on my Instagram. You could
Do
go.
you?
Yeah, this is Baby Bri.
Do you remember the first Congress you performed at?
First Congress. It was probably when I joined. It might have been LA Congress actually.
Morales?
Yes,
I have that video.
exactly. That might have been my first Congress.
You didn't do a New York Congress. The first one you did was in LA.
I don't remember the timeline, but I know that for sure Congresses came around when I joined Arelis' team, and I was like 8.
Shout out to Aurelis. Talked to her about her in episode 1. Her and Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to dance with you guys for a
Yeah.
while,
For a little bit, yeah.
right? I think she was like Edwin's partner. Magic Feet.
Magic Feet.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think we did what? Gangster?
We did the tribute.
The tribute.
The tribute.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
So where do we go from there? You guys have a question? I feel like I'm the only one that wants to know about Bri today.
Well, I mean,
Go ahead, do you,
Go ahead,
brother.
you wanna
Interrupt
run?
me.
yeah, you on a run.
So look, you danced for Aurelis, and then after Aurelis, where'd you go next? I remember seeing you. Did you dance with Michelle?
Yes, I
remember
did a
seeing
duo
that.
with
Michelle
Michelle. Michelle Morales.
Did you really?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did a duo.
Oh,
That was in maybe 2013, I think. I think.
that long ago.
Wow.
I have no recollection.
2013. I remember you came to a social. It was probably before that.
Yes, we did perform at SR.
You performed that SR.
Mhm.
So you've done duels with her and Scarlett, or have you? Or is it
Scarlett was later on.
Yeah. So basically, I was still a kid when I did a duo with Michelle.
With
That was
Michelle.
my first duo. Yeah.
How'd you end up in Baltimore?
How did I end up
Brooklyn.
in Baltimore? Well, I was still on Brooklyn teams, right? So I was at that point I was with Latin Reflections with Mike Rodriguez,
Yeah.
and which I kind of think that now my name Reflexiones de Rios is kind of like a cool little throwback because I had a really good time on that circuit performing every
gonna-
single weekend with Mike Rodriguez.
He's gonna come on and say you stole it from him.
I hope he sues you.
That's what's coming next.
No, I'm in Spanish. Actually, somebody asked me, oh, Alex and Maestro asked me at our last show. I'm like, you do know our team name, right? Because he put Brianna Rios in the lineup. I was like, don't introduce us as Brianna Rios. Like, I need my team name.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I was gonna, practice my English. I was gonna say Reflections de Rios. And I was like, no, absolutely not. So after being with Mike for some time, then I met Anya through that team because she coached us for our show.
For the reflection scene?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So she had a connection there with one of the team members, Jan. I'm throwing out all these names just in case they're watching. And he actually wanted me to meet her because I was such a young kid. And he just like, she needs, like that training and she should probably get into competition or something like that. So he just really wanted us to meet. So he convinced Mike to get Anya to train the team.
Okay.
So basically, like the same way you opened up your wine bottle for me, Jan was like, Mike, hire Anya for Bri.
Okay.
Is that how you got into competition?
Yes. Once I met Anya, then she opened up the doors to competition and I started competing amateur with my first partner, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy Adam Ray. Yeah.
What's his last name?
Adam Ray.
That's the gentleman that was on your feet.
I think so.
Yes.
I know.
I don't remember you performing with him.
We
I don't
didn't do
remember.
that many shows. We did more competitions, and I believe it lasted like a year.
Were
We
you
only had
successful
one
with him?
Of course. We won everything.
You were amateur.
Yes.
You were amateur.
Yeah.
Yo,
were-
I'm asking is not to be a jerk. It's because I genuinely don't know. It's like you're like, of course.
No, it was really fun. Honestly, that's why I kept going with it because, like I said, if I suck at it, I probably don't like it. But the competitions were coming, we were winning, and yeah, it was just time to then go pro afterwards with Elvis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the,
But-
so
But- and
wait.
that's
We
what,
forgot-
Yeah,
Balmair.
How did that happen? How
So
did
yeah,
you
back
and
to
Elvis-
Balmair.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Who was your first? Because I think you mentioned this. Who was your first salsa crush?
First
Yeah.
salsa crush.
You told me
Oh, we were just sitting at the table with him recently.
where?
who?
I feel like my first salsa crush was Fernando,
Fernando who?
not Fernando Sosa. That's the celebrity. No.
No.
Fernando Palacios.
Who is that?
Fernando. He's
He danced with Grisel at some
Yeah.
point.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
Like, yeah. So
yeah.
That guy.
I was young and I was like, he's so beautiful.
Because you told me you danced. That you took classes with an instructor, and he was like, "Oh my God, he was your."
Who?
Who was it that you said?
Your job.
I'm waiting
To
for
remember.
Her to, I'm waiting for her to remember.
Oh, you know it is?
I really don't remember.
Body movement guy.
There's only so many body movement guys.
Oh.
Jeff, just say it.
Frankie.
Oh, yeah, he's beautiful too. Yeah, definitely.
You hear that, Frankie Martinez?
You're beautiful, sir.
Frankie Martinez.
He is. He's a very beautiful man.
And he's been beautiful all these years. Like, he doesn't change. He's like Ricky Martin, like.
He looks exactly the same.
Exactly.
The only difference is that when I met him, he had longer hair. He looks exactly the same.
Yeah. And I got to take class with Frankie Martinez. I trained with him for 2 years
Did you?
for Abacoa, yeah. And
I didn't know that either.
See, that's why I brought it up.
Holy
You
moly.
gotta do your
Guacamole.
research. If you're not gonna do your research, you're not gonna
No,
know.
you know what? I feel like
Okay.
I've known you. You've never mentioned it. I feel like you've done so much.
I've had so many
Like
challenges.
it almost like it doesn't even add up in the years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I recall, I remember the Balmair and the Elvis run.
The thing is, I do a lot at the same time.
Yeah, I've noticed.
So that's kind of been my motto since I was little. I just like to be involved in as much as I can.
Yeah.
Bri, you want to work with Huracan? Yes, but I don't work with anybody exclusively. I work with everybody.
Exactly.
Exactly what you said.
Was it?
Yeah,
I remember the first thing she told me.
because
Why am I being punished? Why am I
Why am I
dancing?
being downgraded?
no,
Yeah.
demoted.
We're gonna talk.
demoted.
We're gonna talk about that.
Demoted.
We're gonna talk about why she said that. I was fucking pissed. But I digress. We're not. We'll come back to that. We'll.
You wanted revenge for sure on that one.
All right. So, Balmair, is that where you meet Elvis?
No, I had known Elvis even when I was with Tropical Image.
Because
dancing
Elvis
with
was
Lorenz.
he was in Lorenz.
He wasn't learning.
He was Lorenz, but he was also like in the mix with Arelis as well.
was
So
with
like
Arelis.
we were kids, and
Yeah.
he was basically like someone else that I would look up to because he was like an older kid. He's 6 years older than me. So
Yeah.
at that time I was just like, oh, Elvis is so good and all that stuff. And then
Elvis is a good guy.
Shout out Shout out to
Shout out to Mr. Collado. He's a good dude.
I think we became partners first, and then we both joined Balmir like around the same time.
Yo, shout out to Eric Balmier. Eric used to wear that fishnet tank top to the social.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He made actually, yeah. He's like the one who started it because now
Yo,
everybody wants to
you
do
know
that.
what? It's funny. Like this whole Juan Matos and Eric started like the interesting the wardrobe stuff, the choices,
I guess.
right?
And now you have,
there was a.
and now you have Zara
I
to
feel
thank
like
for that.
What was that guy from Cache? The other guy.
Brenda Linda.
That guy too.
Brenda Linda too, bro. Brenda Linda's always had something really, really different. Sure.
I remember we saw Franklin Diaz at
Him
Westgate.
too.
He
Franklin
looked like
Diaz
Mickey
is-
Free.
He did look like Mickey Free, yeah.
Yeah, I think Franklin Diaz too.
But I remember because Eric would wear those the fishnet shirt, his nipples would be out.
I don't remember that, but okay.
You-
I remember
seriously?
the search.
The-
The shirt.
yeah,
but I
and,
never really-
and I remember he used to have him he had him in white. He had one in white, he had one in black. And I remember in Aventura, I think there was a white party. He wore the fishnet joint.
You are
Cache.
absolutely right. 'Cause
See?
I was there.
See? Come on, man. Shout out to Eric. That's my guy right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Balmier happens. That was like a star-studded. You had a lot of good dancers in that place.
We did have a lot of good talent in that place. Yes.
Like young talent too.
Young talent.
Mm-hmm.
As we used to say, eso es un locrio que tienen esa gente allá.
Yeah, it was like a local.
Esos sancochos que tienen allá esa gente. He used to always say that to me.
Yeah,
Always.
that was wild.
Yeah, that was. But you was a fun group, very talented group.
Very fun group.
Who do you want to run down some names just to kind of we just give some shout outs?
Shout outs.
Who's on that team?
Oh, well, you have McDalia on that team.
McDaniel was on that team.
We've been like, that's how we got close.
Okay.
We joined Balmier and
Who else?
we had Christian on that team, super talented.
Shout out to Christian.
Simena.
Simena was on that team.
Yeah, not for so long. Like while I was there, I feel like I was there for a few years, and she came like towards the end.
Brielle.
Brielle was there. Shout out
Kevin.
to Brielle. Kevin, DJ Ray Suave,
Monique.
Monique. There's just a lot of us, and I feel like we're still like involved in life. So
Who was the other guy?
I forget.
There was one more guy.
Constant 6'7".
Yeah, we still see him.
I think he moved to like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin.
Ellie Salsa, right?
Yeah, Justin.
He's really good. That kid. That kid's awesome.
Justin's super good.
Came to Tri-State 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Who's good? He's in Cleveland now.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
That was a good team. That was really, really good. And then there was more people. Obviously, we're gonna forget some people. But yeah, you guys had a really good thing going.
It was a whole army. We used to travel with like 40 people. So
Yeah.
it's too many to remember.
Too many to
honestly.
remember.
Yeah.
So
I remember one day we had like a rehearsal with them. You remember that?
do remember.
Oh, this was fun.
I remember being pissed off that day too. I think she pissed me off. Yo, what's your problem with me? Why we have problems, you and I?
It's a theme.
This is probably, you know what?
I
This,
wasn't there for that, was I?
No, what happened was that
But I did hear.
I
about
told
it.
the story the other day.
I don't
So
remember.
our first year competing in 2017.
It's nice and
Yeah.
fresh. Jeff
Okay.
just told
we
the story to my
we're
father.
Working, yes. We're working with Anya, and she goes, I think we should have a competitive rehearsal where Huracan rehearses with Balmir. So I
Friendly
go-
competition, guys.
So I
Friendly.
go, okay.
I wasn't competing. I didn't compete that year.
You did it, but you came with us. So I said, okay.
You went,
'Cause He came.
but I didn't go. But
No, he went.
I went to
But
to
the
hang
thing
out.
is, look, check it out. First of all, I had
You
never,
got
I had
that.
never done a heat. I had never done a heat, right? We had never done a heat.
But you danced. But you danced.
Watch. Yeah. So I had never done heat. We had never done. We were entered in 8 categories at Summit that year. We were going into 8 categories, and Anya was really excited with what she was seeing. I was excited about everything except for the protein. We weren't really there. But anyway, we go over there. So they're like, oh, we're going to rehearse at Balmir. So it's like, okay, we're going to do a joint rehearsal, but we're going with the away team
Go to Brooklyn.
to go to
Our
Brooklyn.
territory.
They have columns, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the things that we didn't practice, but we show up, and they've been competing for a while. So they had, like, this air about them. Like, we're the shit, and you suck. And we're going to prove to Anya that you guys suck. And that's exactly what it felt like. bro, and we shit the bed. It was just bad run after bad run after bad run. And bro, I'm just like turning red, like I'm angry and embarrassed, and I'm just sitting there, and it's like Julie and Ciara just completely looked terrible. Tumbao looked horrible because again the columns are in the middle, so they started dancing. Some of them like it was just we didn't walk through anything. We were just really uncoordinated.
You needed a tech rehearsal.
So what happened? I don't want to piss me off.
So what happened was they went and they looked great. They looked fantastic. They had this girl's routine and it was dope. And then her and Migdalia came out and they looked dope. And then Christian and Justin came out and they looked dope. I was like, yo, these people are gonna go over there and wipe the floor with everybody. And we're here looking like absolute shit. And then Anya goes, all right, let's do some heats. So I had never done a heat. So we start doing heats. We don't know what we're doing. And they're just, okay, so we're gonna keep these 5 couples, like you 5, you're out. And it was like all Huracan people. And Abel was behind playing music. And I could just see him like, yo, this shit is pissing me off. But Abel had done a heat once before. And he got second place. You had done a professional heat once. So he at least understood the assignment a little bit. So in the middle of this, Bri goes, yo, is Santo Rico gonna go?
Oh, that's what it was.
And Abel goes to me, he goes, oh shit. He taps me, he goes, shots fired, bro. And I was sitting there, and now, like, the embarrassment went out the window, and it was just like I was just angry. And he's just there, like, all right. And he moves to the back. We start doing heats. And then at one point, like, he just got fed up, and he goes, yo, let me go. He came out with his jeans, like, he was in jeans, whatever, sneakers. He goes, I want to do one. And he danced with Bri, and Sir danced with Migdalia. And then Abel came out and he danced like his life depended on him. And then everything kind of stopped and the momentum shifted. Because he was like, yo, I'm over here, gonna sit here for 2 hours just watching us get embarrassed by this fucking team. And he's just there.
And you guys were running your mouths. That's what I remember. It was like really like mouthy. Mm-hmm. And then I remember you saying that.
That was not me. And till this day, that Santo Rico comment was so, like, such an innocent mistake.
That's bullshit. I know her now. No. She knows exactly what she's saying.
No! I would be sitting here and being like, yeah, that's what I said, motherfuckers.
They looked at us.
You know what I remember?
They looked at us like, yo, this is the bad Huracan that everybody's talking about. Like, you guys are gonna, like, we here killing you.
You know what I remember? The drive home with Anya in the back.
Drive home, and then Anya, and the drive home, Anya goes, you know, I was feeling really confident about you guys, but we put another school, like, you did it with another group, and that was really bad. Like, I don't know what to say. And I said to her, we'll see what happens when the lights are on.
Yeah.
That's all I said. I said, we'll see what happens when the lights are on.
I remember.
I said, yo, they got us over here. I said, they got us today. But we'll see what happens next week when the lights are on.
Yeah. I was really
For the record, we took 5 out of the 8. We took 5 first place. We took 2 second place and 3rd place. The pro team took 3rd that year because we lost to New York Movement and Team Canada.
And I actually think...
Look at that dude. He's like this.
It's all right. We'll don't worry.
We're going to talk about that.
We will.
Yeah. So, like, Bri, why do you want to upset me? Why is that your duty in life, to piss me off? Why are you so good at it?
It's so fun.
Yo.
But that's why you dance with me, though.
That is probably why I dance with you, because I have to...
First partner, though, Huracan.
Yes. Okay, we got to get to that story. That's the good story.
We did two routines.
We did 2 routines in 1 week. Because Jeff just, sprung that on me.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I need somebody for Calgary. It's next week. You want to dance with us? And I said, sure, bring it on. He goes, okay, but you got to learn the routine in a week. All right. The routine. I'm in rehearsal. The first day is going great. I've got Edwin. He's nice and patient. He's explaining things. I'm over here like, all right, get the shines. Cool.
I didn't explain much because I didn't know one of them.
But I think
He knew mambo.
Kinda
He
with
knew
you.
mambo, but you
I
didn't know
knew
the black
Mambo, but I
one.
didn't know the other one.
He had never
Okay.
done the other one.
that's right.
explain that
So
one.
we started.
I
We
know.
started learning the rope one first, the black number. And I guess you didn't know that one, but
Did not.
still, we were fine. And I was the one who was like nervous to come into a new place. So I'm doing what I gotta do, and then like midway, then Jeff starts playing a new song, and he's like, "All right, so now we're gonna do mambo," and I was like, "Wait, I'm in this one too." Like I'm figuring, okay, everybody else is gonna do that one. I'm just learning the ropes.
Nah, son.
And he goes, "Nah, you're gonna learn it." I was like, "I have 2 routines to learn with you in this week for Calgary. Great."
Yeah, that's exactly what makes Brianna tick. Like, oh, I'm gonna do more, and she just gets
Yeah, but
crazy.
you like that. You like that.
You into that?
You like that. Yeah.
Like I said, I like being involved in everything and giving myself challenges.
You know what it is too? Is like when you've been doing this as long as we're doing it, some things become monotonous. So like the challenge of learning 2 routines that quick, it excites you because it's like it's a new challenge and it's a new style and everything. You know.
Yeah, she got it right away. I remember those shows were good. Those shows were really good.
Yeah, it was good. We good. We killed it.
So Edwin was my first partner. Great times.
Yeah,
And then all
Calgary
of a
was
sudden-
good,
And then you hit the lottery.
no, then we did Calgary, and then it was like, all right, well, you know, we got Montreal next month. You want to come? And it was like, yeah. So we did Montreal. I remember I switched the ending of the routine, and that's when the routine took off. Just literally copy pasted. And after that, the routine clicked. So then it was like, all right, you want to go to HSC? And then you came, like, and then it was just like a reoccurring thing. Like we started getting a lot more work.
And then she hit the lottery. Got to dance with me.
So
you
New York,
guys did,
New York Congress came around, and that's when you were telling me that I was gonna dance with Abel in Toronto at Canada Congress. And yes, dun dun dun.
Listen to what she says to me in the rehearsal. This is what she says.
Not even in the rehearsal, in New York Congress.
You did say that in New York Congress.
It
You
wasn't
did
in
say that
rehearsal
in New
yet.
York Congress.
I looked at you and Jeff, and I was like, I'm getting demoted? Because I had Edwin first.
No, but Edwin wasn't, because you thought you were dancing with Luis. So, damn.
Because Edwin wasn't going to be in Canada, so I needed a new partner, and it was Abel.
And that's exactly and that I feel like Michael Jordan. That's all the motivation I needed because I was pissed.
See, I kept it interesting for you too, because
No,
did you really
but
wanna come
you don't
back and
have to do
dance?
that though
Did
because
you really want to come back? We have to like pull your
no,
teeth for this.
I understand that, but you didn't have to do it like that because all it just did was made me like throw darts at your face for the next 2 weeks until I saw you and had to actually dance with you. And then you know what's interesting? At the rehearsal, I will never forget this. She goes, "Oh my God, you actually feel really good." I walked away and it was like a backhanded compliment, and I was like, "Yo, are you fucking with me again, or what are you
I
doing?"
wasn't.
Like,
I wasn't. They feel they're 2 completely different dancers as partners. as
how so?
leads.
What's the difference?
Edwin is like so soft. So it's almost like I'm just like floating. Like I almost don't even like feel what's happening.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Edwin's super soft. So it's like it almost feels too easy sometimes. I'm like, oh wow, are we actually even working? Right? And then with Abel, I feel everything, but it's like in the pocket, you know? It's not like you're rough or anything like that. It's just I can actually feel everything happening.
Feels everything, Edwin.
I make her float.
I don't want her to float. I want her to feel everything. That's my goal.
All right, you guys decide which
Her
one you
dream
wanna
is to dance with the big kahuna anyway. So it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
whatever. And then we went to Toronto, and we had good shows in Toronto.
Yes.
do. Yes, we did.
We had a really good time in Toronto.
Yeah, we
That was a good weekend.
We did.
We only had to perform once, right?
No, we did 2 shows.
We did Mambo there too.
Yeah, we did the black number and we did mom.
I feel like we did too.
We did 2 numbers.
Oh wow,
Yeah, because I had
Yeah,
to
we-
learn.
yeah,
I had to
yeah,
learn
right.
both of them.
you were in my shoes.
Yeah, I was in your. That's to learn both. And we had a good. And you know what? We kind of. I like dancing with Bri a lot.
Mhm.
Bri is very, like she gets lost in it.
So it's funny because after Toronto, AJ wrote to me because we were at that time we were about to debut Timbal.
Mm-hmm.
We debuted I think a week after Toronto, and Bree he goes, yo, I would like to be considered for Timbal under one condition: if I can't cut it, you need to cut me out.
Yeah, I did say that.
He said, if I can't cut it, you got to be honest with me. You need to cut me out. And I said, okay.
Because it was hard that week for Summit.
For Summit.
Yeah, because what happened when I
And
did,
let me tell you something.
Abel sucked.
Abel looked terrible.
He did.
He really did. He looked really bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, what's going on? He looked all right in Toronto, but
Toronto was a harder week.
with Timbal, he looked really bad until
Yeah.
the day I broke. No,
No, I was already working with you.
it wasn't you. He wasn't working with you.
I was working with her already.
No, she was in Italy.
Oh
That's
yeah, that's another
right,
chapter. That we
yeah.
missed.
We'll get to that in a second.
I completely forgot about Italy.
No, we did a show at Balmere. And Abel looked like
Yo, I looked lost in the
I
sauce.
was like,
I never
I
looked.
didn't do that show because Andre and Kiara had done something and they were competing and they were in the finals.
Yeah.
They won like a big grand prize. So I was like, stay at the competition and win that shit. I said, I'll get out of the show. Abel, you dance. And he danced and I said, yo, this looks really bad. Until the day I brought Tito and Tamara.
Yeah.
I missed that day.
The day I brought Tito and Tamara, Abel was like, I'm not getting embarrassed in front of these people. And he started dancing, and I was like, okay.
It was interesting because that day, all the girls get very apprehensive around Tamara because Tamara can be a little intimidating. Right, Bri?
Yeah.
We're good on the
No,
pressure.
it depends.
We're just
It
good on the
depends on who
pressure.
you are. Some people, they like that. Me, I like it. I rather, like, when she fucks with me, it's insulting and not to lie, but it does light a fire in me. And I like it because we're competitive people. Like that, when the more competitive we are, the better we do. It drives us. But when Tamara comes around, the women, like, for some odd reason, it's like it causes a lot of anxiety.
She's intimidating.
Yeah, and I think that the women respect her so much that they want to do so well, and that kind of can be catastrophic. And when she walks in the door, she like demands presence. Hola, Bel, está bailando, and she's very much like that. And when the women feel that in the room, is the truth. When the women feel that, because Tito's not like that. Tito's very
Go ahead, do Tito.
warm. Bueno, yo sé que ustedes van a bailar. You know, muy contento a ver usted. You know, like he's.
It was a good day.
And that day I turned it on because I was
Turned it
like,
on,
yo.
and I was hurt and I couldn't dance, bro. It was the only rehearsal I
Are we
ever
getting
missed.
refills?
Yeah, let's do that.
That what?
Let's refill these. Bring the
Yeah.
bottle out here.
So he when we did the run, the music stopped and everybody was kind of like, all right, what's the verdict? And I gotta open another one.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the
That's fair.
verdict? You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, all right, what do you think?
I remember them
And then
talking on the side.
They
Yeah.
started talking to each other.
Yeah.
So they didn't talk to us. They started whispering to each other. And the team was like, what is this? Like, and then she was like, "Está limpio. It's very good." And Tito goes, "See." And then Migdalia was like, because she told us, she always she crushes us. And Bob Mir, she used to crush us.
Yeah.
But I brought them for that though. I brought them to kind of validate that we were on the right track.
And I completely forgot you were in Italy at that.
Again,
Tell us about Italy.
doing everything all at once.
Tell us about Italy.
You were dancing with Marcos.
Marco Ferrigno.
Marco. Not
There's only
S.
one. There's
Marco.
not multiple. Marco.
Yo, hold on one second.
Wait, Mark?
Yo,
His name is Marco.
that's
Not
a
Marcos.
super honest mistake, and everybody's jumping down my throat. Thanks,
Get
Ed.
it right.
You're like my real friend here.
I don't judge you,
All right, good.
A
man.
quiet person
What is
doesn't
Marco?
count.
Marco,
Marco Ferrigno. Yes.
not Marcos. Okay.
You thought it was
This man's
Marcos
a
too?
Juan.
I thought it was Marcos.
Guys, it's like Marco Polo.
I
It's
could
just
see
Marco.
Marcos. I could
Yeah.
see that.
Marco.
Did you like living in Italy?
Yes and no. It was a cool experience, but at the same time, we were in Monza. That spot is boring. Like Monza's in Milan, but it's kind of boring.
Okay.
And
What was boring about it?
there's just like no life there. It's kind of like, it's just quiet and dreary. Yeah. But the experience of just being in Europe and traveling every weekend to perform and training hardcore because they don't play out there. That was the experience.
Came back, like, how much weight did you lose?
I don't know how much I lost, but I came back
Yes.
at like
Can I tell a funny story about that?
117. I was
Yeah. Bree came back, and I'm like, yo, Bree, you skinny? He's like, yeah, fucking skinny. Only feeding me soup over there.
oh, that's right. I was on a crazy diet.
I was like,
exactly, training hardcore and literally eating so clean.
yeah.
that
I was like, really? She was like, I fucking hated it.
I didn't eat pasta. That's probably why I didn't like it. I didn't
You were in
eat
Italy
the
to have pasta?
Yeah, but
I lost a lot of weight too. I think I was like 310 around that time.
So when you were there, so they gave you like a regimen, like what to eat, or you had to.
Yes, this is.
Yeah, because that's even fucking Mussolini over there. He had rules.
Yo.
Listen, Marco.
The joke.
Marco has standards, and he honestly was like, "This is what you're gonna have to eat, so that you can be,
But how-
efficient."
Yo, but you were
They
not
need-
like you were very thin and like athletic when you left. It wasn't like you were heavy. I mean, I wouldn't say you were heavy.
I was like average, but
You would say you were average when you left.
yeah, that was
Okay.
average.
I don't know.
I wasn't like unhealthy,
What was
but
I
like
then?
I wasn't like super fit. And I feel like in Europe, they got banging bodies, and I just needed that banging body.
I get it.
So
All
he
right.
would tell you what to eat for breakfast.
I had cornflakes.
Did he
with
stand over you like this?
every
Yeah,
breakfast?
Did you have like an nope?
No, in actuality, so it was Rose. my roommate Rose. Both of us, we lived in.
Where was
Marco's
she
house.
from? Where
She
was
was
Rose?
from California.
Oh,
Okay.
you guys were in the same house.
Yes. So we were living with Marco when I first arrived. Exactly. So we were roommates. Whatever. We were living with Marco. Fun times.
I know. I picture
But
like bars on
That's
the window.
Literally.
All right, children.
No,
He
but
wakes him up like.
fun fact about Marco is that he would be up all night playing Black Ops. Black Ops.
Call of
Yeah.
Duty.
Call of Duty? That's fantastic.
So he was up all night playing that shit.
I could
so
just hear him.
then-
Fangule.
Pretty much. Pretty much. That was my life. Exactly.
Probably plays with.
He probably does.
Yeah.
Damn,
So
I should have done that.
so then he would be sleeping in.
Should have got
and
a house and just.
I'd have breakfast, and or me and Rose would have breakfast, and it'd be fine. Nobody was like looking down our throat.
That's kind of crazy.
But then he'd go out and get McDonald's, and we weren't allowed to get McDonald's. So
Would he eat it in your face? Like,
Yes.
look at these chicken nuggets.
he'd bring that shit home.
Can you imagine?
No, wait, actually no. This is the best one.
I could just hear,
One time-
please, Brianna, it's McDonald's. You
one
can have
time
any.
One time we went through a drive-through for him to order McDonald's through a drive-through, and we did not get anything.
Yo, that's
That's
so
gangster.
wild, yo. Oh my God.
That's gangster.
I hope he falls today.
No, but in all,
Oh my
it was a
God.
great experience.
I would have got you a number one.
At least the
Okay.
four-piece Happy Meal, right?
All right.
That's
Hold on.
small.
What was your first meal when you got back from Italy? What was your first meal that you had in New York? I'm sure you can remember because you probably hadn't eaten in months.
No,
at
no,
that
no. So I had decided like the week of that I was coming home, right? I was like, all right, well, I know when I'm going home now, so fuck this diet. So I was finally like, I booked a little mini trip to Venice, like a day trip. So I was just eating everything that I wanted out there, which is the
Nice.
pasta, the pizza, the freaking Nutella croissants that I could never have. You know how when we go out to like, what do we do here in the city? Like after social and stuff, when you want that like late bite?
Yeah, like
Halal
like,
guys. Yeah, exactly. So it's like everybody over there, they have like the nice gas stations that actually have food, like
Gotcha.
a Wawa, I guess.
Yeah.
But so it's like that's the thing over there. You are at the social till wee hours, and then you go to like that gas stop and you get like a croissant with Nutella and a coffee. Who was not having any croissants with Nutella after social? So yeah, I was finally indulging in all of that.
Sounds
stuff.
miserable. I don't think I could ever. Who would have thought
Just a little bit.
Italy being miserable? All right, so obviously you dance with us, and then recently you kind of have been doing like your solo stuff,
Yes.
right?
Wait. Let me touch base on like how serious Huracan is to me for 1 second.
All right, cool.
Right? Because I had already been with Huracan. We just said that. We started Calgary. We had Montreal. New York Congress came around.
You came back for us. Yeah,
Can I drop the punchline? Damn.
Yeah, word.
girl, you see how nasty she is to me? Like I don't know what this vendetta is to me. I don't understand what it is that I
you're
do.
taking away the moment.
I'm not taking away the moment. I'm just saying it was like,
We won 3 chips together.
yeah, we.
Yes. So, fall was coming around, and Marco called me, and he said, "I'm interested in seeing if you could be my future partner, right? So, come train with the team, yada yada yada." I had said, "This sounds great, sounds exciting. I'm down for the adventure. However, I am booked for the World Salsa Summit to compete with Huracan. So when I left in October to Italy, I was there for October, November, and I was making Jeff kind of piss his pants because time was ticking in December, and he was like, "When are you coming home?" It was mid-December.
I just didn't think you were coming. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we kind of were like,
I
oh,
wrote you out.
Damn.
But
I didn't think
it
you were
wasn't.
gonna I
but it
said,
was like, yo, you
she's
guys a good
gigging.
opportunity.
I
I
had
said,
a
yo,
flight to
yeah.
come home.
I was
Yeah.
like, yo, she's gigging. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that gig and there's people that don't like to gig as much.
Well,
Right? Me.
I
So,
was
but-
invested. I was invested in Huracan and the championship, and I was like, no, I'm coming back home for that stuff. So I asked for permission before leaving with Jeff. I was like, if I come home in time, do you trust me? Literally, it was like 2 weeks before Summit.
Yeah, he asked me like, yo, do you feel comfortable? And I was like, yeah, we'll get it. I don't think that's gonna be
Got it.
like at that point. I was like, nah, yeah, we'll get it. It's not gonna be.
Yeah.
So that was my one basically like condition with Marco, that I go for the 2 months, 2.5, and I have to come back home to prepare and compete at Summit. Which I would have been home for the holidays anyways, but it was more so I need to compete.
Did you go back?
Yes. Then I did go back after competition to think that I was gonna continue doing my life out there, and I was like, nah, never mind.
I don't think so, Brianna.
Once I realized like
Yeah, 'cause
how
you
it was
came back
going,
for Uruson, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
she do. We do.
so
Yeah,
I
we-
spent 1 more month in Italy after competition.
Okay.
So basically, it was like 3.5 months total, but it was split up with competition in the middle.
That's cool. That's cool. It's a good experience.
Mhm.
When Edwin tells me about his trips to Cuba, I kind of feel like how you feel. Because then they'll be like, yo, man, sometimes there's just no food.
Yo, when we first started gigging, we didn't eat, bro. Yes or no? We'd go on these trips and they wouldn't feed us. That may be okay for you. but
I remember-
my nigga,
I
that
remember
shit
me-
was hard,
Me and
man.
Edwin, we went to France and they made paella every day. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yo, they made a paella every
Yo,
single.
I had the run. after.
Yo.
There's
you know
only
in the
so much
congresses-
paella you can eat
You know, in the artist
before
room,
you're like,
they'll give you like pizza and stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, that was another Marco story. He definitely did not want us eating that pizza.
Really?
Me, yeah. And I ate one time. He was pissed.
Yo, I'm not.
Tamara was even a witness. Tamara was a witness. She was there in the artist room too. And she
No,
was like,
Brianna, how you gonna eat that?
Yo, we went to Moscow where SR, bro, they had no food. And they were like, yo, they're like, you didn't eat? Come to the room. Bro, there was like a table like this full of sushi. Just all types of sushi. I was like, yo, I'm not like, you have
Yo,
tempura, anything like,
that-
you know,
nothing,
anything
bro.
cooked?
Me and Edwin, yo, we were in France, and Edwin was like, yo, I wonder what we're gonna eat today. And they were cooking that
No, it
paella.
was the same
What are we
thing.
having today? We're having another paella, man. And Edwin was like, Kanye.
yeah, after a
Yo,
while,
man, there's only so
it
much
was
this I can
like
take.
we would go do the workshop.
Guys, go eat.
Yo, lunchtime.
And we would
We
go
would go.
the same
paella.
same
But
paella and
It
everything.
was good the first day. I was like, okay, this is all right, dinner, paella. I was like, okay, it's probably Friday.
Breakfast.
Probably Friday.
Paella.
Tomorrow's another day. Come back.
Yo,
workshops.
paella,
We got,
bro.
we got rice with seafood, bro.
At this point,
Yo.
after the fourth, we were hungry, so I was like, all right.
Yo, what we're gonna
after the
do?
third time, the fourth time, I was like, I can't do this.
Edwin was like, yo,
I can't. My stomach, I can't.
That's great.
and Edwin will go. It's funny because Edwin's reactions, he'll go, nah, man, there's only so much paella you can eat, bro. That was a good trip. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit to your solo career in New York.
Mhm.
So you guys danced in Empire together.
Yes, we did.
You guys danced in Empire together,
Mhm.
and then after Empire, you started dancing with Charlie.
Mhm. Well, during Empire, yeah, I was partnered up.
You were partnered with Charlie in Empire, and that transitioned to you guys starting your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
And now I'm solo.
And now you're solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you looking for another partnership?
No.
Let's say you're done.
I like projects, so we don't need to be in a fully committed.
Are you working on a project with anybody right now?
No, right now I'm focusing on me, my solo, and my ladies.
Okay,
If you
very
have-
cool.
If you get someone, like you're not like not open to working with someone for a long term,
Well,
or
yeah, I like projects, so if somebody comes along and it's like, hey, we have a gig, like for instance, there's a random bat mitzvah that like these gigs just come my way, and I'm like, hey Franklin, you available? Cool, Franklin Lorenzo, got him. We have Cincinnati coming up. We're both gonna be there.
Yep.
So now we're gigging together. Project number 2, like so it's just I like to keep the ball rolling like that and not have something that's like so committed because at the end of the day, I felt like as a partnership, you were supposed to be super committed to give it a little bit more of a.
Why doesn't that work
recognition.
for you?
It worked because I was down for it.
But why? Like, what's the issue with it? With being committed to one partner.
Oh, there is no issue as long as both partners are dope.
Uh,
Got you.
Your girls, like, what are your plans with it? What do you want to do with it? Do you want them to compete? What do you see it becoming?
I want them to be able to do everything. The same way I do everything, I want them to be able to do everything too.
Okay.
They've asked me that. They're like, oh, what are your goals for this team? And honestly, just clearly we've known that I've been in this for like super long, so many years. And there's just a lot of opportunities that just come your way. Like they just fall on your lap because of random life occurrences and in the scene and who you're with and all that stuff. So those random opportunities that, you just feel like, hey, I get to do this. That's kind of what I want to be for them. Just a facilitator of like, you get to do this because you're on my team, and we've got this opportunity that I can share with you.
What's one thing that you want people to know about you that they don't know?
That they don't know.
Mm-hmm. That maybe it might be surprising.
That's a good question. I feel like if you're not close to me and you haven't been in rehearsal with me, then you don't know that I cry about everything. I'm super emotional.
You know what? I don't think I've ever seen you cry in a rehearsal.
Really?
Not me. Not with me. Maybe Edwin made you cry.
Edwin definitely has.
Because you were floating on air or whatever.
I
had that-
cried the first 3 shows.
Exactly. I had that breakdown because I'm a perfectionist, and this is, younger Bri. We've gotten better now. But
Nah, I don't think you've ever cried with me in a rehearsal.
super perfectionist that I was.
I see you get frustrated.
Yeah, I've been frustrated, but you see, because you came afterwards. But the first 3 shows that I had with Edwin, and I felt like I messed up these little things, and they were like big deals in my head.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the fact they weren't, and the fact that Jeff, calls me to do these shows, I felt like it was pressure to like, really deliver. Like, hey, you wanted me here.
Good.
They were great.
And I told you that. I don't know why.
Minor things that because I'm a perfectionist, I thought they were like.
You would have danced better if Jeff would have been like, no soup for you.
No paella. So yeah, so I would literally had like a little meltdown in one of the hotel rooms after one of our shows, and I was just like, there's already 3 times that we mess up and blah blah blah, and this is not what you called me here for. And I was
Did she do that?
crying.
IHSC was the big one.
That she got really pissed?
Yeah.
That's-
And in Montreal, I think you actually fell.
Yes, I had a little slip,
She had like a slip and popped right back up.
Yeah.
And, whatever. We got
Which
a
is-
standing ovation.
which is nothing new. See, I feel like people know that too. I was gonna say like maybe that's something they don't know. I'm
So
giving it a
interesting.
And
recovery.
then IHSC was like she missed an arm and came off the
didn't
stage
dance.
crying. And I'm like, yo,
We did, yeah.
you stop it.
You didn't fall. You fell.
You know that little pop-up turn where we go under and then we pop up? It's like when I went down, I didn't actually like get fully up. So I almost went backwards and then had to go forward.
She
So
popped right
interesting.
back
All these mishaps seem to have happened with you, Edwin.
I was just envisioning myself putting food restrictions on people.
Yeah.
Like me eating having pork fried rice.
That's a wild story.
So yeah, so okay, you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That I cry in rehearsals all the time.
Not with me, but I guess.
Not with me either.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't.
Not with me. I would remember that, but I've seen it.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, you're not
The only time I seen you upset, that, like genuinely, I think I seen you upset twice. I saw you upset in New York this year,
Okay.
and I saw you upset when you crashed that woman next to the studio. You know what? We're running out of time, so we're gonna save that story for the next time that we have Brianna on,
Yeah.
because there's so much stuff we didn't even get to touch on yet. We didn't get to talk about her ACL surgery.
Oh
Did it?
damn.
We didn't even touch that or not.
Your obliviousness in the
Yeah.
Udu song. Where everybody was talking shit about us, and you were just
On your phone doing.
taking pictures, and I'm like, yo, she don't even know what's going on.
Yep.
She didn't even see it.
And that's why we won.
And I think that there's gonna be so much more for us to talk about, but I only see a lot more good things coming your way, and for all the chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna call them.
I think we're gonna have chicken nuggets next time.
I think so. Too.
Yeah,
You know what we're gonna do the next time we do this? We're gonna invite your girls so they can sit in and they can listen to the stories. So they can be like, oh wow, like I think it's much more. There's so much more relatable stuff that they probably don't even know about
Yeah.
when we do have the next conversation.
It's true.
So
I can't wait for the next one.
I'm excited about it too, Bri. Well, Bri, thank you for being my partner, and thank you for allowing yourself to be great.
Thank you for my demotion. It was awesome. We've come so far.
Well, you're welcome.
You're
because
welcome.
That was my doing, not his.
You probably have
I demoted you.
you probably had the
not him.
pleasure of dancing with the two best leads in the salsa scene. So
That is true. That is very true.
Don't leave me out.
Oh,
You
okay,
started
okay,
the
okay.
routine with me.
Yep. I've
all
started
right,
the
for
routine.
3 and
And just so we don't forget, this is gonna be on the official podcast that I got to dance with Jeffers.
when?
No, that I got to dance
Oh,
with.
you did get.
You know, like we start the routine. Showtime.
Showtime, baby.
So
I keep doing this because that was our
They
starting
don't know
pose.
what that means. But
Yeah.
you don't know what that.
Yeah.
They don't
The
know
hand-
what. They
the
don't know
hand
what
is on
that
the cheek.
means.
You know,
They don't know what that
Smoke.
means. But you and
Insert
you and Julie definitely know what that means.
Bri, give us like your social media where everybody can find you. Anything that you have coming up.
You can catch me on mostly Instagram, but at Facebook as well. Brianna Rios. Brianna _ Rios. Easy to find. And
What's the name
If
of your
you're-
team? Make sure they know.
Reflexiones de Rios. It's with an X. That's why, you know, but it's a real word. My mom actually was like, why are you spelling it with an X? You know, isn't it with a C? And I'm like, no, Google Translate in Spanish, it's actually with an X.
All right, good.
I was like, I wasn't trying to be cool. That's really how you write it. Yeah, and
If girls want to dance for you, what do they got to do? Do they DM you? Do they do audition? How do you kind of get people?
I do
down?
auditions from time to time. You know, when I see that the time is right, we just had one that just passed and it was awesome. But I'm always looking to expand the team and have anybody new interested coming along. So if you're interested, if you see us, just shoot me a message. The door is always open.
Nice. You're coming to Tri-State, right?
Duh.
Coming to your Congress, right?
Duh.
Want to make
You
sure,
got the
yo.
dual pass?
You got your dual pass. There you go. Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you very much for being with us again. We want to thank Brianna for being with us again. I think it was awesome. I hope you guys learned something. We definitely need like a part 2 and 3.
I'm
All
just
right.
happy with episode 4.
I have a lot
Favorite
to
number.
ask you.
We do have a lot, so
I'm
much.
trying to be nice today, but
Yeah, we're gonna touch on. We kind of glossed over some things, but we gotta come back.
This was like a super long intro.
Exactly, but that's perfect because for those of the people that don't know you, now they have a better idea, and I'm sure people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that about her," because there were things I learned today that I didn't even realize.
Next time
No.
we're gonna zoom through the resume. That's it.
Yeah, and I think you're officially the salsa Macaulay Culkin. You were the first exploited child in our scene, and without the drugs, no drugs.
Except you love to say that I'm on coke vibes in rehearsal.
Yeah. Brianna gives a lot of coke vibes in rehearsal. I don't think she does drugs,
And
but sometimes I look at her and I'm just like,
she's
she is really excited to be here.
Yeah. And she's also, I think, I've never seen a morning person like you.
oh my god. Oh,
Yeah, we have a special.
I'd wake up in the morning and she'd be.
You know, yeah, it's like right from the
What are you
jump.
doing?
Usually, you know, you need a little.
Yeah,
Brianna's up, like ready.
He's ready to go.
Ready to go.
disgusting.
All right, we're gonna end it on that note, guys. Again, make sure you follow us on social media. This scene of ours. Again, we have some great episodes still coming our way. Make sure you follow us, Tri-State Dance Fest, the New York Salsa Congress. Excuse me, New York Salsa Congress. They're all gonna be here. Jeff, give me your social media again.
Jeff Huracan Taveras.
All right, we're gonna write Edwin's in because he probably doesn't rember it.
I got it.
What is
Edwin
Edwin
Tolentino.
__ Tolentino.
Two underscores. Now, you know what this means, right? Now you know that his Instagram, you need to do message him.
We'll talk about that one.
That was next
Another
time too.
story.
Another story.
All right.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for being with us again. This was an awesome episode. Stay tuned to the next one. On that note, peace and love. Peace.
Ciao.
Always watch your 6.
Yeah.
Kind of hoping it hit you in the head.